Community members and residents gather to rally against mistreatment of children in the detention centers at the border.
People united will never be defeated.
They're calling for children to be given safe and sanitary housing and to stop families from being separated.
People are coming here to express their frustration, to express why they are outraged with this government.
Executive Director of Virginia Coalition of Latino Organizations, Edgar Aranda Yanak, says they're looking for a change of policy and reformation of the Customs and Border Protection.
This is not the way to treat to anybody, especially our kids.
We are here to stop the atrocity. This is a crime for the humanity.
Just last week, Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, called for protection and care of the children at the border. The House eventually conceded to the Senate on their bill. Many families attended the rally, including mother Rachel Doyle and her 2 infant children.
I'm horrified at the conditions that are being reported at the camps on the border. Kids shouldn't be in cages. Kids need to be with their parents. Kids need to be out in the community with their families and people that can love and support them.
As language is already a huge barrier for most immigrants crossing the border, Jacqueline Call McKean, an indigenous immigrant from Guatemala, died of a bacterial infection on December 8th, most likely due to the fact that her father had to sign English documents. Lorena Brady from the International Mayan League says that this is a clear example of ignoring these indigenous identities, and in turn doesn't provide them any language services. She says that this can subsequently contribute to their deaths.
And so you don't hear that story of indigenous children dying at the border in the headlines.
I stand here before Customs and Border Protection to defend my people, our collective people.
Juanita Cabrera Lopez is Executive Director of the International Mayan League. She says there are particular vulnerabilities that indigenous immigrants face because of their identity, which spans across 22 nations and languages.
And so when they cross the border, our children are even more vulnerable because they cannot communicate, and their needs and rights are violated because they are indigenous.
But as Lopez and these community organizations continue to fight for these immigrants, she stresses the importance of action.
We are creating indigenous language resources for our people as well. So this is just part of the host of actions that we've been involved with.
In Washington, D.C. for Sojourners, this is Thomas Ilala Ole reporting with the Medill News Service.